What's up, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO and Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers, and break down my price prediction is for tomorrow as we approach new volatility in the markets. What you should be watching for as time progresses. Let me just mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, for NIO, we have a very nice looking inverse and shoulders like structure that's been developing. And NIO is attempting to bounce right here as we'd like to get bought up around this 3.6 area. But this is not necessarily guarantee much upside as we have our resistance at this 3.9 area. So going into tomorrow, I think there's a good chance we're going to attempt to push for that resistance. And if we break that, there could be a bigger move to the upside with the inverse head and shoulders pattern. However, like I said before, this might just be temporary depending on the catalysts that come out. So I want to break down what these catalysts are and a bunch of different factors. Then I will talk about the charts in more details. For tomorrow, it's going to be Monday, August 12th, 2024. Notes that at 11:30 a.m. we have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions coming out. And that's pretty much it. There's not really a whole lot else that's coming out. For Tuesday, we have the PPI data coming out, so that's going to be important for wholesale inflation. And then for Wednesday, we have the CPI report. CPI is going to be very important, so get ready for that. That's also going to be very key for the markets. It's going to determine if the market gets a bigger pump or a dump. So be ready for that just to be safe. Now, for earnings, we have Monday.com, not to mention lots of retail for this week. After the market closes, we have very minor ones such as TerraWolf. And besides that, as time goes on, we just have lots of retail such as the Home Depot on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have Dole and Cisco. And then Thursday is when we have Alibaba, not to mention Walmart. So we'll see how things go with that. Looking at more data when it comes to the Fed's rate target, right now there's a 50-50 chance of us getting a 25 or 50 basis point cut so far, depending on what happens next month for the meeting. And as far as NIO goes, I want to go over some news. They're launching a 0% financing on the ET5 sedan in Germany. That is actually going to be very useful. They're offering this for their model in Germany just to get a lot more sales up. And it's only for selected configurations of it, so it's very limited. But I think this is very good for getting sales up, especially with high interest rates. So them offering these kinds of deals, it would be very useful for them, in my personal opinion. So this is going to actually help them benefit from attractive monthly financing rates without interest or without having to pay interest like that. It's going to be make things a lot more affordable, and a lot of people out there are going to be very interested in learning about this. So I think that this could help bring in a lot more sales, and that could be very helpful as well. So also, we're offering this in Germany, not to mention in other European markets. Sorry, not in other European markets. So not in like Sweden, Norway, the Netherlands, or Denmark. It's just in Germany for now. This could expand to other European markets, but for now, that's all we're seeing. So pretty good stuff, at least for NIO. Now, as far as data goes, I didn't see anything on the news for NIO that was too important. We still have neutral ratings, but just know that NIO has been underperforming compared to the markets, which is why the price-price ratio is very low. We're only green about 48% of the time to 49% of the time on Mondays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be better days. And volume is very slow right now, so there's going to be a lot of chop likely coming. But going into tomorrow, my prediction is the most likely possibility is because we dipped a bit only to get bought back in the after hours. As long as we hold above where we currently are, I think we're going to be testing 3.9. There's going to be a small push. If that breaks, we could be looking for a bigger move higher. So we'll see if that ends up being the case or not. If we lose 3.75, we're usually going to dip for 3.6. We've been stuck within this range. I think there's a good chance we do attempt to get closer to $4. And we'll see if we get a bounce from there or not. Part of why I think that is because the market is looking a little bit more bullish heading into tomorrow. We have Tesla testing its $200 area, the 20 EMA. Breakdown, Tesla's going up to at least 204 plus. Now, if we lose 196, I'd be looking for a dip on Tesla, but this is favoring upside a little bit more, especially heading into tomorrow. So temporarily, okay, as long as there's no bad news or anything, I think the chart is favoring a little bit of a push for that 204 area. For SPY, I'm seeing something very similar. SPY is pushing very nicely. We have this resistance around 535 that's going to be very close to our 50 EMA. If that breaks, we'll be looking for basically 539. But I favor the upside. I think there's a good chance we try to push higher. We have this resistance to watch for at this 539 area, and if we break this, we'll be looking for 540. But I'm just saying that right now we look a little bit more bullish. We had this low right here. We made a higher high, higher low. I think SPY will temporarily push. Not saying it's going to last forever. I think 535 is coming, if not very close to 540. So there's 538 and 540, by the way, as the level specifically. I think SPY will push to at least 535, and then we'll see if we get a rejection with PPI and CPI coming out. We'll see, but for now, the charts are favoring the upside. For more data, we also happen to have the QQQ. Same setup as SPY exactly. This has resistance around 455. I think we're going to be pushing for this gap resistance. And then if that breaks, we'll try to fill a gap at 458. So I think we're going to be pushing for 455 to 458 as the most likely possibility. I favor upside, so we'll see if that ends up being the case. For Nvda, I think that right now we're favoring upside. If we continue this uptrend, I think there's a good chance we go all the way up towards this 108 area if we hold above 104. If we lose that, we'll be dipping all the way back down towards this imbalance, down to 100. With this upper trend that's developing, I think there's a good chance we continue to push towards 108. So this is looking more bullish in my personal opinion. For Bitcoin, we're starting a little bit of a dip so far, but I think there's a chance that we might try to rebound. Could it be that money is kind of like exiting crypto just for a bit and it's starting to be, outflowing to different sectors? It's possible. But I think that there's a nice uptrend being established on Bitcoin. This could try to rebound going into tomorrow to retest the 60,000 mark. For a few more, we have Aapl looking a little bit more bullish. Why? As long as we hold above 215, that's going to be our 50 EMA. I think we could fill this gap all the way up towards this 220 area. So the chart looks more bullish to me. For others out there, we have SoFi. SoFi is once again trading sideways within a range. Watch resistance around the 6.7 area, and then we have support down here around 6.3. This is favoring like it wants to push a little bit. The Russell is going to be testing 208 as resistance. If that breaks, we could get closer to 210, but it's not looking that strong. It's kind of choppy in our range so far, but there may be an attempt to go higher because so far it's holding up very nicely. For others out there, we have Amazon. Amazon's trying to uptrend right here. If we hold above our 20 EMA, this could be pushing to try to fill this gap up towards this 171 area. As long as we hold above 166 to 167, I think 171 is coming, so it looks more bullish. Meta is also attempting to uptrend very, very nicely. We could be pushing higher, forming a very, very nice looking trend. We have a nice triple bottom on Meta, and this is favoring a push for that 520 area, which if that breaks, we're going all the way up to 525. If you were to reject over here, I'd be looking for support around 500, but this is still favoring the upside. For Microsoft, we're trying to push higher, so watch and see if we can hold above 404. As long as we hold that, I'd be looking for a push for that 410 area. If we reject and lose 404, we'd be dipping, but this is still favoring upsides, making higher highs and higher lows. I think there's a good chance we continue to push. For Google is trying to push up right now. Make sure you look at 165 as resistance. If we break this, I'll be looking for this gap fill all the way up to 168. If we end up dipping down towards 162.5, we'll be dipping all the way down towards like 158. But this is still favoring upside, especially as we have that gap fill. So 168 is looking more probable if we break past 166. So far, Google's looking pretty good. The majority of stocks are looking quite decent, in my opinion, for some upside, which could help NIO. I think that there's a good chance NIO might get closer to 3.9, if not the $4 area. So far, so good from the markets. Now, this is just a temporary move. And I say that because you can't forget, we're just talking about Monday right now. For Tuesday and Wednesday, we have PPI and CPI. Things could change depending on those. But for now, as of right now, so long as there's no major news involving geopolitics, the market is favoring upside for tomorrow. I think NIO could get closer to $4. Now, we'll watch our levels just for confirmation, but just know that that's what I'm seeing on the charts. Thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and peace.